So a lot of runners, when they're new in their journey and also once you're experienced, you like to talk about running. And what our mistake is, well, maybe not a mistake, but something that we do is we just talk about running in general to people who do not themselves run. But those folks always got some great advice. Great advice, maybe not. But they always have some advice that they want to give you that they think is great advice for running. But since they aren't runners themselves, they really haven't experienced it. It's just what they heard. And maybe they heard it because one person experienced it and it worked for them, but it doesn't make it a general thing that you should follow as a runner. So today we're going to go over some of the worst running advice you could receive and talk a little bit about why it is not true. So I hope you runners are ready for some laughs because some of these are really good. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to Temple Running with MJ Smith. I am MJ Smith for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who are returning, hey, and welcome back, and thank you for tuning in again. Thank you for tuning in to all of you. And here at Temple Running, we are here to help you enhance your temple, which is your mind and your body, through your souls. Today, we're going to go over some of the worst running advice that people have received. Some of it I have received, some of it I just have heard about, some of it was in my research. But either way, we're going to try to debunk some of that untrue advice that you may have been given as a new runner or as an experienced runner. And if I didn't include something that you have been told that is like, what? Then please include it in the comments below so that we can all share in the laugh. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first bad advice that you get as a runner is when they tell you, just run through the pain. Just train through the pain. It'll make you stronger for your race. No pain, no gain. Absolutely not, people. As I have already told you many times, and as a person who just sat down for a full month and a half during some of the best running weather all year, I will tell you again, when you are injured or in pain, you need to have several seats, okay? Unless you want to aggravate that injury and be down for even longer. The sooner you catch it, the faster you heal, the faster you can get back out and be your regular, normal, healthy self. So you need to check out my video on why you keep getting injured if you're one of these people following this advice and giving this advice. It is not good advice. No running through pain. You got a pain, take care of it, and then get back out there and do what you love doing. This next one is a big one, and you will hear this at some point if you are a runner. I can almost guarantee it. This is the popular one among non-runners, and that is running ruins your knees. You probably shouldn't do that if you want your knees in older age, in later years. Running does not ruin your knees. Running can be hard on your knees, but it will not ruin your knees as long as you do the proper things to take care of them, just like any other part of your body. And you can check out my video on how to recover your body and keep it healthy so that when you're doing a run, your body is ready to take that impact and to take that challenge that you're giving it. But regardless, running will not ruin your knees. So I'm going to bring out the book on this one, the iPad book, and my favorite source for medical advice, WebMD. WebMD says, research backs it up. A multi-year study of almost 75,000 runners published in July 2013 found that, contrary to popular belief, running does not increase the risk of developing osteoarthritis. In fact, runners in the study were found to be in less jeopardy of arthritis than their non-active counterparts. So running is not going to ruin your knees. It's all depending on you and how you care for your body while you're running. The third piece of advice that you get as a runner is, and you most likely will not get this from a doctor, but yet and still all these people with no PhDs will offer this advice to you. And this is for the ladies. They tell us, when you get pregnant, are you still supposed to be running? You probably shouldn't be running while you're pregnant. Oh my goodness, aren't you going to hurt yourself? Aren't you going to hurt the baby? Should you be running when you're that pregnant? I'm just going to put it out there. I was running until I basically ran until it got uncomfortable for me. My doctor told me that since I was already a runner, I could continue to run, but I really needed to listen to my body and know when I needed to stop. And I think I stopped around 7.5 months. And now, if you are not a runner and you get pregnant, it is not healthy for you to begin running, especially distance running, after you get pregnant. That is a venture and a journey you need to start after the baby comes. But that is bad advice to tell someone who is pregnant that they probably shouldn't be running, because it really all depends on what level they're on and if they're able to maintain that during their pregnancy. I was able to do it for a very long time before my body told me that I needed to stop. And I scared a lot of people running around the base with a pregnant belly, but I was okay, my baby was okay, and my doctor said everything was good. So don't take that advice. The next one is another pretty common misconception about running. And it's when people are telling you that you need to lose weight so you can be fast, or you need to lose weight before you start running, or that you need to lose weight in order to look like a runner. Runners come in all different shapes and sizes, and that is a really big thing in the running community now. One of the things that we're really stressing, that you don't have to look a certain way. If you go on Instagram and you see the running influencers, we come in all different shapes and sizes. There is just a whole spectrum of runners, and we're all runners. We all pick up put our shoes on one at a time, and we get out there and we hit that pavement and handle our business. So you don't have to be a certain size to be a runner. You don't have to be a certain size to start running, and you don't have to be a certain size to be a fast runner. You can get faster with experience and with running, but it has nothing to do with your weight. So I just want to make that very clear, because there are a lot of people who think that they got work to do before they start running. Running is the work, okay? Running is part of what you can be doing to help your tempo and to get to the state that you want to be in. Be sure to not let this kind of advice stop you from doing something that is going to be so fantastic for your life. That is definitely a myth that I want to kill right now. You don't have to be a certain size to be a runner. You don't have to be a certain size to get started running. And you don't have to be a certain size to get faster at running. The next piece of bad advice that is given to runners, or that we give to ourselves, because this one I think some of us might actually tell ourselves in order to justify some of our bad behaviors. And that is, because you are running, you can eat whatever you want. Just go run it off. The fact of the matter is, it's very difficult to run off the amount of calories you would eat if you ate badly. During the week, my runs are from 3 to 5 miles. So I would have to run 6 miles to burn off one cheeseburger. Okay? That's a lot. And you know, if I have a cheeseburger, I'm having some fries. And you know, if I'm having some fries, I'm probably going to have me a little sweet tea or something like that. So all I'm saying is, those calories add up. You can't just eat anything just because you run. That would take a lot of running to run off a bad diet. And most of us aren't running that many miles to burn off a bad diet. So keep that in mind. Watch what you're eating. Make sure you're eating stuff that's going to help you be a better runner, not that's going to make you all sluggish and not make you your best you when you're out there running. The next piece of bad advice that is running rampant out there is when people are telling you that if you're not exhausted after your run, you're not putting forth enough effort, or you should run until you feel like you're going to throw up. That is not how it should be. Running should make you feel good. It should make you feel happy. And if you are exhausted and darn near dying after every run, then you are trying to run at a level that is above the level that you are on at that time. There are lots of different run plans to get you to that level that you're trying to run on. That's exhausting you, but you should not be exhausted when running. A good pace, especially for beginner runners, you should be able to hold a conversation while you are running. If you can't even get a word out or talk, most people don't want to talk, but it's good to just try to get some words out so that you know that you're not pushing yourself past the point that you should at that time. Definitely don't listen to that advice. You should not be running until you're exhausted. You should feel good at the end of your run. You should feel challenged, but you should feel good. So no running till we're sick, people. The next piece of bad advice is someone telling you you don't need any special running shoes. You can run in any kind of shoes. Not true, okay? You can run in any kind of shoes, but you're prone to injury. As I've said several times, I'm going to say it one more time very quickly because you guys have heard me just beating this dead horse. You need to buy shoes that are made for the way that you run. My best advice that I can give you is to buy your first pair of running shoes at a running store. Look it up, Google it, find one in your neighborhood. They're all over the place. You need to find a store that specializes in running shoes so they can give you the best advice and give you the best start on your running. If you are already a runner and you're running in some shoes and you feel like there might be a better shoe out there for you, try a running store. So check out your local running store, get the right shoes. That is bad advice. You should not be running in just any kind of shoe. You need a special shoe. You need a running shoe. All right, so the next piece of bad advice that is given is telling people that they are too old to start running. This is absolutely not true. You are literally never too old to start running. If you don't believe me, the oldest person on record to complete a marathon was 101 years old. He completed his first marathon when he was 88 years old and did 8 more marathons after that. So if you don't believe that you can run, get out there and run a couple miles in your neighborhood, or even run a 5K, 10K, or half marathon at your age. Just know it is possible. With the proper training and the proper run plan, you can run at any age. Okay, my good people, that's it for part 1 of this series of the worst advice that you hear as runners. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you have more, please, you might hear them in part 2, but please let me know in the comments below. I love hearing them. And I'm sure other viewers would love reading your stories on some of the bad run advice that you've been given. If you haven't already, please take some time to subscribe to this channel so you can get more running content like this. Also, if you like this video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out and lets me know what's good. Also, hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. I am dedicated to giving you new content every single week, and sometimes, hopefully, a couple times a week, but definitely at least once a week. So hit that notification bell so that you are alerted when I upload a new video. And if you don't already, please go follow my blog on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I post there almost every day, just keeping record of my running journey and sharing it with you all and sharing in some of your journeys as well. So check me out there at the links right here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so grateful for every subscribe, every like, every comment, every minute and second that you spend watching my video. I really appreciate it. This is my passion. I want to share my passion for running with everyone. And so when you give me the opportunity to do that, I am very grateful and very humbled. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, are you in?